Good day, folks. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Trevor and I am your one-armed bandit in the bush. In this series, I will be coming to you out of Death Valley in California. So, having arrived late last night, dark, weather was looking a bit sketchy, and after having tried one or two spurs, I found myself to this campsite at Warm Springs Camp. So this is an abandoned mine, and I'll get deeper into it and explain a little bit more about it. But over the course of the next few episodes, you're going to be seeing a lot more from Death Valley. So stay tuned.
Well, good morning. Look at that. That's the view out of the tent this morning. Had a good night's sleep. Look at what I've awoken to. It was nice and cold overnight, but I fancy today is going to warm up. Let's take a look at the sun hitting this valley. Yep. I think it's time to get out of here and have the morning cup of coffee.
So this place has quite the story to it. So Louise Grantham, here we go. A lady who was very independent from an early age, moved from Ohio to California in her 20s, and without training or experience became a prospector. The fact that this land belonged to somebody else did not deter her. In 1927, Grantham leased the land from Bob Thompson, a local Timbisha Shoshone man. I hope I got that right. The Springs were his ancestral homeland, but after signing a 5-year lease and making just one payment, Grantham sued him for ownership. Well, quite a girl, wasn't she? With the legal battles underway, Grantham occupied the site and posted an armed watchman to guard against trespassers. The courts eventually supported Thompson's claim. For over a year, attempts were made to evict Grantham, including by federal marshals enforcing a court order, but she refused to comply. Eventually, Thompson walked away from his claims. Grantham assumed total ownership and operated the most successful talc mine in the region until her death in 1969. So legal battles and outright hostility were common between prospectors and lowlanders, especially when fortunes were at stake. Imagine yourself in the situation. What is justified for a chance at wealth? What would make you walk away? So then just a little bit about talc mining. It's a soft white mineral that's added to paint, cosmetics, ceramics, and paper. The onset of World War I saw a boom in talc mining. By 1960, this region produced 25% of the nation's talc. For a time, the Warm Spring talc mines were the most successful in the West. And there you go. There's a close-up of the young lady and a trusty old dog, Rex. So this once used to be a fully operational mine, and it was up until the mid-70s from what I can gather. I just bumped into a gentleman who used to come out here in the 70s, he tells me. Their family had a mine further up this canyon, which they unfortunately never got to develop because the park came and chased everybody out and reclaimed the land. So there we go, just scouting around. This is going back on up the canyon. So this is the trail that I was on and jumped off to get my camp spot. I think we may go on a little further up this trail and go and explore and see what's up there. So I know this light is not ideal to film this, but if you look back there, you will see there's one of the closed and really large shafts going into the side of the mountain where that was once upon a time mined. So this then just some of the discarded machinery that was left out here. In fact, this reminds me so much of going to Namibia, in particular when you're out in the abandoned mine areas where they used to mine diamonds, like Coleman's Kop. Great example. Look at this machinery. Solid old stuff, boy. It's going to take the rust many years to eat all of this up. This ain't going anywhere fast. Very well, solidly constructed. Yeah. Once a fully working mine, there are obviously a number of people that were accommodated out here. When I go into that yellow house back there, you'll have a look and see exactly just what sort of digs did these guys have, or did they really live in something where they had to rough it up? I don't know so much. You will see that the amenities that they had were pretty good. But listen to this wind in the background as I pan around. Just a little look at the campsite. Tell you what, why don't we go take a look inside there and see what we can see? This is where the dudes all used to live. So this is looking from the front of the house back, and as you can see, they had quite a large swimming pool here. Connected, the whole lot. And let me tell you something, this pool was extremely well built. There is not a single crack here anywhere. Not on the stairs, not on the side walls, not anywhere. All you would need is a container or two of chlorine and you would have this thing spick and span and working again. I can imagine them out here on a warm summer evening after having been in the mine all day, on the diving board, take a jump, and get yourself nice and cooled off, and then just chill around the pool. Look at that view. So as you enter the house, this is the first room, just a plain old long room. But I can imagine that there could have been a counter of sorts across in front of these windows. Guys would sit there and have a ice cold beer looking out over the pool and, you know what? Let's rather go jump in the water. Again, this place is very solidly built. You can see these rafters, man. They're still absolutely solid and in great nick. Yeah, sure, you got to redo the ceilings, but this house could be quite livable again in hardly no time. I don't know whether this room was bunk beds or sleeping quarters. Possibly. Come into here, this would be the mess. So I would expect that this is where all the cooking and eating took place, right here in this mess. However, you need to breathe very carefully when you walk around in these places. There's warning signs all over the show, alerting you to viruses, alerting you to toxic gases, the likes thereof. Coming out the back door, however, when I looked at these logs, at least these branches from this tree, this one looked like a trunk, but I can tell you something. I was pondering with great respect as to how these blokes would have gotten all of their beams out here that they've used in the mines and all over the show. But one look at this and I'm sure they didn't have to carry them too far because they were right here. Cut them down, mill them to size, and they'd be good to go. So let's walk in through the mess and go out through the other side, the back door. This here looks like a bathroom come washroom. I'm guessing possibly more just a bathroom for brushing teeth and shaving and that type of thing. There wasn't too much else in there. And you can see the air conditioning or an evaporative cooler unit. The air is so dry that maybe they were adding moisture instead of taking it out. This looks like it must have been a utility room or a workroom of sort. Could be a shed where tools and things were kept, maybe personal items. Each miner may have had a shelf. Can't really tell. Coming out through the side of the shed, there was a little trail or a track, a pathway that you could walk on that would take you closer to a mine entrance. It's right next to the house. It was quite surprising once I'd taken a walk up there that gates are pushed open and clearly what was once covered up, people had gone into it. So Let's take a walk down there and go and have a look quickly. Because this is one thing that, truly surprises me. Warning signs, alerting you to the presence of viruses, respiratory viruses, when you get into this place, closed up, gated, yet evidence everywhere that people had been going into these mines. Now, I'm sure they go in there to explore, but this part I just don't understand. It's gated, it's closed up. I gotta open it up again and then push away in there. I can understand adventure. I can understand taking risk to have fun. Some things, however, I don't know, they just don't kind of fall in my ambit of what I would describe as, a safe option to go and have fun. So that's a little bit about the homestead, a little bit about the background, and there we go. Cool Springs Canyon. And there's young Pumbaa standing there just waiting for me to come and pack her up so that I can get going on yet another day's adventure. So maybe what we should do is start working on breaking up camp, and then I'll move on to the next location, because I think I need to get out of this canyon and go and find somewhere else to explore. All right, so we got the tent closed. I was actually filming it. At least I thought I was filming it, but my remote control was switched off. So, unfortunately, all you get to see is the finished product, tent folded, batteries in the back. I'll close the ladder up now, stick that in front of the truck. I'll keep it in the front because it's much easier for me to get in and out. And of course, it helps keep shifting as much weight as far forward as I can get it. So we're good to go. I'm going to hit the trail again. Let's see what we find out there today, and let's see where we get to tonight. See you later. As it was time for me to leave this gorgeous valley, I thought I'd stop off at the big main production mine shaft, just take a look and see exactly what it was and just how big it was, because it looks so from a distance. However, there's no ways I was going in there. These signs were posted not just at this particular mine site, but at numerous that I had seen. So, hantavirus caused by rodents. Why would you want to go and fiddle around with that stuff after what we've just been through with COVID and everything else that hit us? So go out there, explore, enjoy, do what it is that you love doing, but please stay safe and be careful.